Hi folks, Charlie Shelton with Disneyland News Today, back once again to try some tasty treats. We're here at DCA where the Festival of Holidays is going on, but we've seen all of the Festival of Holidays food. There's also just general holiday specials happening throughout the park in the same way Disneyland has food specials. DCA has food specials that are outside of the Festival of Holiday branding. So let's take a look at everything else we can find for the holidays at DCA. Alrighty, so here we are at Schmoozies for their holiday offerings. First up, we have the chocolate cherry Yule log shake. This comes topped with a slice of hazelnut chocolate Yule log, and it's just adorable. Like the chocolate sauce is running on this. It's like a picture. Like it looks like a cartoon. It's so perfect. So let's try this Yule log first. I don't know what this is, sinking quickly into the shake, so I gotta salvage it. Let's see. I don't know. Wow, that's a lot of frosting. So that would be good on its own. Like that's just a good snack. The Yule log cake. All right, well, it's so much sugar already. Let's try the shake. Okay, I don't know. Okay, I don't know if it's like a lighter chocolate flavor, or if it's just by comparison to the sponge cake, the Yule log cake, if it's just like so much lighter and less intense chocolatey and sweet, but like, I don't know, it's kind of less so. Okay, so it's just a chocolate shake. It's just a chocolate shake. It's super cute. Oh. Is there like cherries or something in there? Oh, that would make sense. Chocolate cherry, duh. Yeah, so I guess it's chocolate cherry. I only ran across the one cherry, and I don't, like, looking at the side of the cup, I don't see any other cherries embedded in there. But it's fine. It's like mostly chocolate, you know. That Yule log cake though. Boy, that's a great little cake. All right. So for that one, the cake is the best part. That doesn't mean it's a bad shake. It's just by comparison, like the cake is so heavy and chocolatey and so sweet that then drinking the shake immediately afterwards by comparison makes it a little bit less so, but still decent. All right, next up is this dulce de leche Mickey shake. This is topped with whipped topping, caramel sauce, and vanilla cream cookies, and it just would not be a shake from Schmoozies for the holidays if it didn't come with a shake with Oreos for Mickey ears. This is kind of their staple thing. So we've got a little white one. We had the mini one at Halloween. Like they have them all the time. Yeah, so that's like caramelish, like dulce de leche, but it's very light. It's a very subtle flavor. It's not present. It's just the flavor itself is very subdued. Yeah, both of these are kind of like not real heavy flavors forward on the ice cream, which I guess is okay. I'm usually, you know, zonked out from so much flavor and so much sweet. It just seems like overkill. So it's kind of nice to have something a little more subdued. Like they both still bring the sugar, but it's not slapping you in the face with real heavy flavors. They're very subtle. Yeah, it's not bad. I think of the two, I like the Yule log shake better because, you know, it came with the Yule log. That's enough. But then also, I think the chocolate cherry works a little bit better. This is just, I think, a little too subtle for what I'm in the mood for at the moment. So, alrighty, let's go to the next one. All right, next stop, Smokejumpers Grill, and we have a trio of holiday drinks. First off, we're going with the cocktail. This is the Holiday Punch cocktail. It is vodka with cranberry and orange juices and garnished with fresh cranberries. And it's perfectly pinkish red. These cranberries on top look great. I'm one of the few people I know who actually likes eating cranberries as like a snack. So like buy them by the bag and just chill them and eat them as a snack. I love it. All right, let's try this. That's pleasant. Wow, it's got a kick, bit of a kick, not a burn, but just like I can feel the alcohol in it, you know, because it's vodka. But like, if this wasn't vodka, if it didn't have vodka in it, I think I'd enjoy it just as much, if not more. It's kind of like an extra sweet vodka cran, you know, with the addition of the orange juice. But like vodka and orange juice go together, vodka cranberry go together. So this is a natural next step, is just to put them all together at once. Yeah, that's sweet. The orange juice comes through really nicely. I kind of, looking at it, I wouldn't expect it to. But the orange juice comes through really nicely. That's really easy to drink, and it's thirst quenching too. So like that could be really dangerous walking around here, because I could have 5 or 6 of those and think nothing of it, you know, except for that stringent alcohol note to it. But even at that, it's not a burn, it's not a bite, it's just a little, like a flavor note of alcohol. So that's dangerous, but I am gonna finish that as I walk around, so. All right, let's move on to the next. Next we have the Pineapple Limeade. This is limeade, pineapple juice, and sour green apple syrup with a red sugar rim. This is probably one of the more Christmas looking drinks that I've seen so far. Like it's the red sugar that's kind of fallen down into it, and the bright green of the drink itself. It just looks Christmassy and beautiful. Like it's really nice to look at. So I hope it tastes as good. And you know what? I put a straw in. I probably shouldn't. I'm gonna try it with the red rim. Whoa. Nope. That tastes like gummy worms, like dissolved gummy worms topped with sugar. Woof. Wow. Yeah. That is not for me. That's really intense and strong. Like I could say it's like a melted popsicle, or like like I think a gummy worm is probably the most apt. Like it's just kind of vaguely limeish, greenish flavored and not particularly enjoyable. It's really pretty to look at, but nah, that tastes terrible. All right, last one. Let's hope it's better. This is the maple bacon shake. This is a maple flavored shake topped with whipped cream, bacon bits, and a maple drizzle. I love maple, anything maple. So just having a maple ice cream shake for me is like, there we go, that's a winner. Throwing bacon in on top of it is an extra step. So let's try it. That's thick, but the flavor's there. That's good. I like that. I kind of wish I had a bigger straw. Different experience sipping it from the rim versus drinking it through a straw. When you sip it from the rim, you get way more of the bacon, and I don't know if that's because like it's close, so I'm smelling it more strongly, but like I can taste a little bit of the bacon kind of as it like seeps into the shake to become a maple bacon shake. I can kind of taste it within the ice cream, but only slightly with a straw. When I'm sipping it through from the rim, you get more of that bacon flavor in the ice cream itself. And the bacon's good. This isn't bacon bits, Bako bits. This is like real sliced pieces of bacon, thick cut bacon. And it's so smoky and wonderful. That's really good. This isn't McDonald's bacon, you know, where it's like thin and microwaved or whatever. This is real stuff. This is good. Kind of wish it was easier to drink. That's really smoky and nice. It's simple. Like it's a simple maple flavor. There's not a lot going on. It's just the maple and the bacon in the ice cream. You know, it's decadent, and like I think this would probably be enough sweet for me for the entire day. But the flavor's really good, and that savory bit of bacon is kind of setting it apart from even here the sugar bomb of the green, the limeade. Like just sugar with nothing else is too much, but this sugar mixed with the salty savory bacon is a great combination that, you know, you can find all over the place, but it works really well as a shake. Well, that's really fun. I like that a lot. Yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna finish these off and then we'll move on to the next. Okay, so next up is the Cappuccino Cart in Pacific Wharf, run by Joffrey's Coffee and Tea. And here we have a salted caramel mocha bundt cake. This is a coffee bundt cake filled with salted caramel, finished with ganache, sprinkles, and white chocolate mousse on top. And it is just adorable. This ganache is gorgeous. It really looks like it's flowing, you know? Let's try this. Whoa. That's heavy. The bundt cake is a little underwhelming. Yeah. It's fine, but for Halloween they had a little bundt cake sandwich here, and every part of it was great. The bundt cake was delicious. This one is like, yeah, overall it's good because, you know, having that amount of chocolate ganache, you're not going to be upset about it anyway. But the bundt cake on this one isn't quite as good. Like, it is, I guess, delicately coffee flavored. Like, there's a little bit of coffee flavor, but it's kind of whatever. It doesn't really grab me. It's not this combination of flavors, because there are good, like, you know, coffee caramel things at other locations throughout the park. It's just not this. So I want to dig in here and get some of that caramel in the middle. Yeah, that makes it a little more interesting because it brings a level of, you know, sweetness and gooey caramel, but it's still not anything, like, it's not enough to salvage the cake. It's fine. It's just fine. I think, you know, if this were a special out of nowhere, it would be like, well, this is good. You know, compared to nothing else, it's good on its own. But there are so many other great things to eat here around the resort right now that it just kind of feels like it would take up space in your stomach more than anything, when you could be having something better. So, you know, let me try some of this white chocolate mousse. It's just like a really delicate frosting. It's nice. It doesn't bring a whole lot of flavor. Yeah, everything is just kind of okay. I mean, clearly I'm eating it, like I'm still enjoying it, but I'm not blown away by it. And there are so many other desserts here and so many other foods that I am blown away by. And so to be, you know, nonplussed by one, it feels like a letdown by comparison. That doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not as good as a lot of the other things, so. All right, let's move on. Okay, so our next stop is Clarabelle's Ice Cream Shop on Buena Vista Street, and we are here for the Chocolate Peppermint Sundae. This is chocolate and peppermint ice cream in a waffle cup, topped with whipped cream and peppermint candy, and then of course we had to get it in this cute little gingerbread bowl. So we've got that here. I mean, this is, it does come in a a little sundae cup, and there's like a plastic liner so it doesn't get the bowl dirty. That's thinking. So here is the sundae. It's starting to melt already. All right, let's give it a shot. That's really good peppermint ice cream. I'm a big peppermint fan, like on anything, but like it especially works well with ice cream. That's really nice. And then there is chocolate down underneath. And of course, we already know chocolate and peppermint works well together, but like this is a really good ice cream. I've already had, excuse me, I've already had a few ice cream treats today, but I think this one is my favorite. Like it's simple, it's not trying too hard, it's just chocolate and peppermint, and both of these are just very good on their own. Good standalone ingredients that go well together into its own like well-balanced sundae that complements each other. It's not trying to throw anything in and make it something it's not, or be eclectic. It's just chocolate and peppermint, but it's really well done. And this waffle cone is great, and I get to keep the bowl. So this is look at this little guy. That's cute. And if you haven't seen this is what somebody told me. The ears fold down for storage, so you can throw it in your backpack. Because the first couple of times I got these bowls, I was carrying it around fully open, nervous about it all day, but the ears fold down for storage. So, all right, well that's Clarabelle, so let's move on to the next. Okay, so next up we are in Cars Land at the Cozy Cone Motel. They have a couple of new offerings for us. First up is the Esquite Corn Fritters. These are fried corn fritters tossed in chili lime seasoning, topped with cilantro lime dressing, cotija cheese, and pico de gallo. So, these are like tater tots of corn, like corner tots. Let's try them. So they are very corn, but it's so fried that it's almost hard to tell. Like there's a piece of corn in there, so I know it is, and it says on the menu, but like it's so fried. But I guess that's kind of like a tater tot doesn't necessarily taste like a potato, you know, so it's, I guess, kind of the same thing. They're good though. They're sweeter than a tater tot, and they're not like minced. They don't have that minced texture, but they're very fried and very crispy. They're just hard to put my finger on it. There's not a lot there other than like it tastes like corn and it tastes like fried. But yeah. I feel like if it went sweeter, it would be closer to a cornbread. And if it went more savory, it would be more like a hush puppy, but it's kind of somewhere in the middle where it's not all the way sweet, not all the way savory. It's hard to define somewhere in the middle. But the dressing on it, this cilantro lime dressing is really good, and the pico de gallo brings a bright pop of freshness from the real, tomatoes and onions and stuff, real plants that aren't fried. That cilantro lime dressing is just killer. There is a touch of heat to it, but not unpleasant. It's more like a flavor note of heat than any kind of like real heavy spice. Those are very nice, and I could eat this whole carton right now. So next up at Cozy Cone, we have a couple of drinks. First up, we're going to try the Stereo Tangerine Express IPA Michelada with chili lime seasoning and lime. So it's this big mess of a drink. Look at this. No, that's not for me. I'm not a huge fan of micheladas to begin with, but the tangerine IPA with it, like, you know, a michelada with like a Corona or something where it's just kind of beer is fine, but this has so many different flavor notes. Trying to find a nice way of saying it. It tastes a little bit like stomach acid. Like, there's no way of getting around it. It tastes like stomach acid. Like the tangerine notes and the IPA coming into this, especially with the chili and everything. And it looks like dumpster juice. Like, it's just not an appealing looking drink. That's not for me. I mean, I've had the Tangerine Express IPA, and so thinking about that as a michelada, like, it sounded like a bad idea to begin with, and sure enough it is. So that's not for me. Luckily I have something else to get the taste out of my mouth. This is the peanut butter whiskey cocktail. It is peanut butter whiskey, peanut butter syrup, vanilla ice cream, almond milk, cinnamon sugar, topped with whipped cream and peanut butter drizzle. So this I'm sure will be better. Let's give this a shot. It's bad. That's better than the michelada. It's very sweet. That's very sweet. It tastes, I don't get a lot of the whiskey flavor, which I kind of want with this. Like, peanut butter and whiskey sounds like it might work well together, you know, like a peanut butter whiskey. So I kind of want that whiskey flavor. Like, I want those whiskey notes in here, and I'm not really getting it. It feels almost like a vodka drink where it's like just kind of alcohol. It's not really flavored. There, you don't get any of the whiskey flavor from it, other than there is alcohol in it. But overall, it's a good creamy drink. The cinnamon and the peanut butter syrup and everything, like, it all comes together well. I just wish it had that little bit extra. Like, if this was served as a non-alcoholic drink, I would wish for a shot of whiskey to go with it. And, you know, served as a cocktail, I'm kind of wishing for a shot of whiskey to go with it. The flavors are good, though. That peanut butter is really good, especially that peanut butter drizzle on top when it floats down and mixes in. That's really good. All the flavors really work well together. Almost like a peanut butter horchata of sorts because of the cinnamon and the creaminess and everything. It's almost that way, but not quite. I enjoy it. I just wish there was more whiskey in it. I wish it would live up to its name. So, okay, so next up is Flo's, where we have the New Motion Blueberry Insight Hard Sparkling Black Tea. So this is, just a draft beer or a draft drink, but it's black tea. I've had hard cider, I've had hard seltzer, and never had a hard black tea. So let's try it. Oh, I like that. Boy, that's very blueberry. Like, very blueberry on the nose, and it's got a lot of blueberry notes as you're drinking it, but it really is like a black tea. It's like a hard black tea. It tastes, you get the tannin of the black tea in there just a little bit. That's really nice. It's like a hard iced tea. Oh, that's really pleasant. I don't know how holiday it is. Blueberries feel a little more springish to me than Christmas time, but I'm glad to have it here. Maybe it was harvested in the spring and it's only ready now, so I'm glad to have it. This is really good, and I have a feeling that's going to pair really well with these corn fritters, so I'm going to finish these up and we'll move on. Our next pit stop is here at Flo's in Carsland for the gingerbread shake. This is a gingerbread flavored shake with a gingerbread donut cake on top, like a nut on a tire. So, because cars. All right, let's give this a shot. This is just adorable. Wow, that's good. That might be my favorite shake here. That's really good. It's sweet, it's gingery, it's mapley. There's just caramel everywhere. It's drizzled all over the inside of the cup. So it's not light on sweet. You know, it's definitely a sugar bomb. But who'd have thought a like gingerbread, like a cookie as an ice cream and then as a shake would be a wonderful idea. I mean, other than on paper, you know, but like in practice, it works so well. It's a delicate sweetness. It's not like overpowering you with ginger or spice or anything. Like, it's still sweet and ice creamy forward, but it does have that hint of spice and a little bit of a hint of gingerbread in the background, like the roasty, you know, bread flavoring of gingerbread more than the ginger spice itself. So let's give this, let's try this donut off of a tire. I mean, it's just a mini bundt cake, but it's cute that it's spelled donut. This is kind of what this flavor I don't think would work well as a shake. It's been modified enough to be creamier and sweeter and more, I don't know, less of that like intense spice flavor from ginger to work in the shake. But then if that's what you're after, if that's what you're here for, is that you know, ginger kick, that comes from this. So you get a little bit of each. You get the best of both worlds. Oh. And on top of that, it's a great little gingerbread cake. There's a lot of gingerbread treats all over the resort right now. And I think even more than the cookies, I know the cookies have a cult following, especially the Mickey gingerbread, the whole body one. But I think the gingerbread cakes have been better this year than the cookies. So this is just another one that's like, this is really good, and I would have this little donut over a cookie any day. Well, this works really well. I enjoyed this a lot. Like I said, this might be my favorite shake in the park. You know, not that there's a whole lot to contend with, but like, of the ones that are here, a lot of them are decent. And this one is beyond decent. This is great. It's so perfectly balanced. It's so perfectly balanced. All right, well, that's enough out of me. Let's keep moving on. Okay, next stop, and this is what I always look forward to, is Avengers Campus. We are going to be here at Pim's and Shawarma Palace and the Tasting Lab. So let's just jump right in. First up, at Pim's, we have the Atomic Pretzel. This is an apple bacon soft pretzel. It is a cinnamon sugar salted pretzel, apple bacon compote, cranberries, caramel sauce, cream cheese, and candied pepper bacon. So this thing, I mean, they always do pretty good pretzels here at Pim's, and especially their very, very large one. But their specialty pretzels, the elote one they have, was just spectacular. So I'm really looking forward to this. Let's give it a shot. So it's just heavily covered in apples and bacon. Let's try. Wow. The sugar crystallizes on the edge of the pretzel to give it like a sugar crunch on the pretzel itself. That's great.
Thank you.
The pepper bacon is really good too. Everything is kind of glazed and appley and sweet, but man, that's awesome. Oh, wow. I really like this. This is also, you know, it's a pretzel, so it's a lot of bread, but it's like, it's filling, you know. You're gonna pay the price, you wanna have something that's gonna fill you up so you don't spend all day eating, like I do. So it's a good, solid snack. Well, that's fantastic. But, you know what goes really well with pretzels is a good drink. So here at the bar, we have a trio of new cocktails before me. First up is the Honey Fusion 2.0. This is Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey Whiskey and Elysian Space Dust IPA with lemon juice and honey syrup and a mint sprig. So that's it right there. Looks very much like the other honey drink that we're going to have next, but let's give it a shot. So this is another really easy drinking cocktail. Like I do get a little bit of that Space Dust, the IPA, the hops on it, so some floral notes, but that's really good and dangerous. Well, that's fantastic. I like that a lot. It's sweet. The lemon comes through really well. It's like a honey lemon drink. You know, it's like a honey lemon cocktail with a little bit of that floral hoppiness coming in behind. Carbonation's almost entirely lost, which is nice, but you get all the flavors and that maltiness of the beer as well. That's great. I enjoy that a lot. All right, so next up is the Honey Buzz 2.0. This is the same cocktail, just without the IPA influence. So same thing, but without the floral notes. Let's give it a shot. Okay, see, without that floral, the honey comes through more, and I feel like the lemon is also less. This is more honey-centric, and this is a 2.0. They've had another one before that was very, very honey-forward and came with a honey stick in it, and that was always my favorite because I really like honey. So this one is a little more honey-forward, and this one is a little more lemony and like mixed, but well-balanced. So it's just a matter of, do you want like the lemon and the hops and the floral notes, or do you want like straight honey, sweet with just a touch of sourness? That's still really enjoyable. The lemon does come through, it's just not quite as strong, and I think that's because the floral notes of the hops pull it out a little bit more. So we have one more cocktail to go here. This is the Tropical Hurricane cocktail. This is vodka, pineapple hurricane mix, topped with flavor-filled boba. And this one, like, they're all served in beakers, but like this one looks like it should be in a beaker. This is a science experiment with the little bobas down there at the bottom. So, you know, this one looks the most appropriate. Let's try this. Weird. It's weird for a hurricane to be clear, I think. But it's a little more muted, not quite watery. It's just not as strong of a flavor of a hurricane that I would expect. They have a really good hurricane over at Blue Bayou across the way at Disneyland. And so like that's kind of what I'm expecting, is like hurricane, you know, hits you with gale force winds, category 5. This is more like a gentle spring breeze. Still a lot of the same flavors, but definitely more subdued and muted, I guess. Yeah, it's okay. The other two I really enjoyed, and like, you know, I could definitely come back for these. This one, I'm glad I tried it because it's a seasonal thing, but I think this is a one and done. I don't know that I'm going to be having this one again. It's just kind of forgettable. It's a little less. So, well, that's everything from here at Pim's. Alrighty, our next stop is at Lucky Fortune Cookery here in Pacific Wharf for the Thai iced tea. So this is a returning drink, and now it's got the sea salt cream on top as well as the brown sugar boba. And, you know, I had it before. I loved it. So I think the sea salt cream is only going to help it. Let's give this a shot here. We got our boba straw. Wow. That cream really sets it off. I mean, the brown sugar boba are spectacular as well. But that's so good. The tea is so complex, like it's almost fruity. It's so good. I've had a lot of Thai iced tea, and like this isn't the kind where it's like so strong of the tea that it's like tannic and it hurts your face, because I like that too, but that's not really what I'm in the mood for. I want something a little bit lighter and sweet and creamy and easy to walk around with, and these brown sugar boba are just spectacular. So this is a great offering, and I'm really glad they brought it back. To be honest, I wouldn't hate it if it was on the menu all the time. It just kind of feels like it fits. I know Lucky Fortune Cookery is supposed to be like Chinatown, like Chinese food, and this is clearly Thai, but like, you know, bring it in anyway. It's just a delicious drink. Alrighty, let's move on. Okay, so next up is Lamplight Lounge Boardwalk Dining, which is around back, not Lamplight Lounge proper. And here we have the braised beef poutine, steak fries, braised beef, cheese curds, beef gravy, and tomatillo serrano salsa, garnished with Fresno chilies. So this is a very good-looking dish, and, you know, we've had a lot of really great things here at Boardwalk, so I'm looking forward to it. Let's give it a shot. It's a solid dish. I don't know that I'm really necessarily blown away by it. Like, usually dining here I get something and I'm taken aback by how amazing it is. This is fine. Like, it's good. You know, it's fries with braised beef. You can't be upset about that. But you know, comparing it to some of the other things we've had here, I'm not as blown away. Like, it's still good. Don't get me wrong, it's still a good dish. It's just not anything that's so over the top special that I'm gonna be telling my friends about it. It's fine. Yeah. There's nothing that's really rearing its head to make me go crazy. It's just kind of fries with braised beef on top. Well, you know, Disneyland has been on a real poutine kick recently. Of course, it's never going to be as good as the poutine from the Canada Pavilion in Epcot. But Disneyland has done a lot of really good poutine offerings, and this just isn't one of the most amazing ones. It's kind of only okay. Well, you know, you live and you learn. We're going to head now next door to Lamplight Lounge proper and see what they have. Okay, so here we are at Lamplight Lounge. This is not the boardwalk dining, this is the downstairs. And we're here for the winter beef. This is slow braised beef with carrot risotto and pea tendrils, and it also has a couple of roasted carrots here, so it looks delicious. Let's try this beef. Oh, come on, that's so tender. It's gorgeous. Okay. It's pretty good, but I'm not blown away. Yeah, it's good. I mean, it's braised beef, you know, so it's slow cooked beef, and there is a gravy on top, which kind of helps to tie it together, but it's also not anything it's not anything particularly standout. It's not something that I couldn't get anywhere else. You know, whereas so many of these other dishes here at Lamplight Lounge are head and tails above, you know, other food you're going to find around the resort and comparable to other restaurants in LA. This one's only okay. It's kind of middle of the road, like, it's fine. The carrot risotto is fun. It's a nice bright orange, and it's sweet and a definite carrot flavor. See, I almost wish that was the main aspect of the dish, is the carrot risotto, because at least that's you know, a risotto with something a little extra, being the carrot influence. The beef as the main part of the dish is only okay. And then we've got some pea tendrils here, and it comes with a cranberry sauce or something. Oh, well, that's a nice little salad. Those are very fresh and nice. I mean, there's nothing to it. It's just a plain, you know, pea tendril. It's like sprouts, but like it's just a bright pop of green flavor, and that cranberry sauce to go with it is really pleasant. Well, that's my favorite part of the whole dish, is the garnish. All right, let's try the carrots. Those are good roasted carrots, and they pair, I'm sure, well with the risotto here. But yeah, like, it's good. The risotto, I think, is more standout than the beef, but it's all okay. There are other things on the menu here that are really stellar and really, you know, something we're going to talk about for a long time to come. This is not one of them. This is fine. Yeah, it's only okay. Kind of like Lamplight on the other side, where another braised beef dish on the boardwalk, that was fine. It does its job, but it's nothing really spectacular. And I'm a little disappointed given the history of how good everything has been here at Lamplight, where it's like, this is good enough, but it's not really, you know, anything above and beyond that I've come to expect from these locations. So, alrighty, on to the next. Okay, so next up is at the churro cart near Goofy's Sky School. This is the Abuelita Hot Chocolate Churro. Comes with a sweetened condensed milk dip. Let's, got my dip here, and Abuelita is always a favorite. Like, it's, for those unfamiliar, it's a certain kind of spiced hot chocolate. Comes in like tablets or powder. I've only ever had it in powder form. But it's like a spiced hot chocolate, like a Mexican hot chocolate, and it's very, very good. If you've never had it, you can find it probably at your local grocery store, and I highly recommend it. So a churro, you know, using Abuelita powder to roll in is a great idea. So let's try it on its own first. I like that. That's got a very distinct spiced note to it. That's unmistakable as the Abuelita mix. It's not like chocolate in the same way, if you're familiar with like Swiss Miss hot cocoa, is like, it tastes like Swiss Miss. It doesn't taste like a chocolate bar. It tastes like Swiss Miss. It's that flavor that you're looking for, and Abuelita is the same way, where it's like, it doesn't taste like real chocolate so much as it just kind of tastes like Abuelita. But that flavor is really present here. So it's not necessarily like just straight chocolate the way you would think about it, but it is a chocolate flavored, drink flavored churro. And that's a lot of adjectives on top of it, but it is very good. And I like this a lot. I think this works because it's not so heavily chocolate. You're not expecting that so much, and so it works a little bit better because there's not that same chocolate bar expectation that you're looking for with some of the other, you know, chocolate churros that are out there. This one works, I think, a little bit better. And also, I'm just a fan of Abuelita, so let's try the dipping sauce here. Look at that. Condensed milk. Now this, I don't understand, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Yeah, I can see how someone would enjoy this. I don't know that I do, just because I like the churro so much. I just kind of want to taste that. It's not unpleasant, but like, On a regular churro, it would probably be a boon, but on this, it's kind of distracting me from the abuelita. And so I just want the churro. Like, this is really good, and I don't want anything to get in the way of it. So, I get it though. Like, I have friends who swear by sweetened condensed milk as like a dip, and my sister eats it just on its own, which I've never understood. But it's better than I thought it was going to be. This is my first time trying it straight up as a dip. It's better than I thought it was going to be, but because the churro is so good, I think I'm going to stick with just this. Alrighty, well, on to the next. Okay, so next stop is Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta, where we have a Mexican chocolate cheesecake. This is exactly what it sounds like. A Mexican chocolate cheesecake. It's tiny and cute. It comes in its own little plastic container, so let's give this a shot. Oh, it's so soft. Yeah, okay. Almost. Almost. I feel like this isn't quite hitting the points I want it to hit. It's either, like if you're a fan of cheesecake, it's not going to be cheesecakey enough. If you want something really super sweet, you know, like a sweet treat, it's not that. I'm kind of grateful for it. If you want something Mexican chocolate, it's not really chocolatey enough. Like, the cheesecake cuts how chocolatey it is, and the chocolate cuts how cheesecakey it is. So it's kind of fighting with itself. It doesn't really hit the points that I want it to hit in either direction. It's not unpleasant. It's just not something where it's like, I don't think it has an identity of its own. It's not really anything at once. It's doing too many things, and it's doing none of them well. So it's very subtle on the chocolate, the Mexican chocolate flavor. It's also not super cheesecake forward. So like, there are better desserts there, and for the money and the appetite, like, I wouldn't spend either on this myself, just because there are so many other great options. I mean, like, literally feet away. There's a gingerbread cake just outside the doors of Boardwalk Pizza and Pasta that's spectacular. So, you know, there are other better options. Alrighty, let's move on. Okay, next up is award wieners. And here we have a couple of holiday items. First up, we have the pastrami Reuben dog. This is an all-beef hot dog topped with thinly sliced pastrami, caramelized onions, pickled cabbage, Thousand Island, spicy mustard, provolone, and pickle spears on a toasted baguette. And it comes with fries or an orange. Usually I go for the orange, but these are the best fries in the entirety of the Disneyland Resort, so I never say no to film strip fries. All right, let's give this a shot. This is big. Toasted baguette sounds nice, but it's big and unwieldy. Well, it's a lot. It's a lot to handle, only in the size. Like, there is a lot going on. The rather spicy mustard is, like, I like that horseradish flavor. It's similar to a sandwich we had over in Pacific Wharf. I like that flavor, but I think whereas that mustard sauce worked with the rest of that sandwich, this one just kind of stands on its own. And like, when I'm thinking of Reuben, I'm thinking more of the Thousand Island dressing. Like, that's the flavor that I want to come through. And this one is hitting me. Like, there is Thousand Island on it, and I do get some of it, but because it's so buried under everything else, and the mustard is so prevalent, not just on top, but throughout. Like, it's mixed in with the sauerkraut all the way through. So it just kind of takes everything over. So it's good. The flavors are all there. The pastrami is really well done. And it works really well with the split hot dog down the middle. Like that, those flavors work really well together. It's just so hard to get everything all at once. And I think now that it's like teasing me with the idea of a Reuben, of like, you know, every other bite you get something that should be in a Reuben. Now it just makes me want a Reuben. Like I just want a straight up Reuben that's better constructed than this so I can actually eat it. The fact that it's a baguette instead of, they usually use like a brioche bun, which is way easier to bite through. The baguette being so crisp on the edges, for something that's this big and overflowing with stuff to the point where you can't even get it, when you bite it and everything goes out the sides, then you get even less of it. So, you know, it's a good idea and all the pieces are there. It's just the baguette and the size kind of throw everything off. And as I said, I could do without the mustard, but that's not necessarily like a real mark against it. It's just a personal preference. So we also have from here the Bananas Foster funnel cake fries. These are topped with cinnamon banana sugar, caramel sauce, whipped topping, and fried bananas. So here, let's try one of these with just the sauce. So it's that cinnamon banana sugar. Yep. Yeah, even without the caramel sauce, it's that cinnamon banana sugar that really sells it. Boy, those are good. A little while back, Disneyland at the Mint Julep Bar had banana beignets, and they were dusted in banana powdered sugar. This is the same thing, but this is like with a spice characteristic, so it's like banana churro almost. I might like this even more than that powdered sugar. This is great. And the whipped cream. I mean, it's just whipped cream, but like, what a great combination. Let's try this fried banana. So that is a huge, I don't know what banana is that big around. Look at this, it's bigger than my eye. That's huge. That's delicious. It's like a pounded plantain or something. That's great. Oh boy. All right, well, new favorite funnel cake fries right here. These are delicious. Like every little part. Oh, and there's more of that cinnamon banana sugar dusted on top of the whipped cream. Well done. I'm super happy. This is exactly the kind of dessert that will bring me back time and again. It's simple, it's a funnel cake fries, but that little touch of banana just makes it sing, and the flavors work so well together. Wow. All right, well, there you have it. Let's move on. All right, that's everything we've got. Thank you so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, please let us know in the comments down below. And if you're looking for more, we have videos, food review videos from Disneyland, from Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, from the Festival of Holidays, both the booths and the non-booth windows. We have the Flavors of Wakanda. We're just chock full of food review videos right now for the holidays. So please find all of those on our YouTube channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. We'll see you next time.